The early 2000s were the prime time for a basic Half-Life 2 mod called Garrys Mod. To this day, Gmod is nowhere close to dead despite what some Reddit idiots would tell you online. But for it still being an extremely popular game that still finds its way on the top 15 Steam charts in 2021, a lot of old maps hold extreme nostalgic value to people like me who grew up in the early 2000s watching Gmod videos and playing the game itself. But what are some of the most iconic and historic maps in Garrys Mod history that everybody remembers fondly, either from playing the game or those stupid ass SFMs we'd watch back in the day? Well, let's take a trip down memory lane. I bet you're wondering how I would categorize a map as historic. Well, there's 3 criteria for it. First off, it would need to be pre-2014 because that's when Gmod hit its all-time peak. Second, it would have needed to be popular, of course, you know, for obvious reasons. And 3, it had to have some type of presence on famous Gmod YouTube channels at this time, like Untitled, Vanic Gaming, etc. Or honestly, any type of SFM creator that would use the map for their videos, including weird ones like, what is this? But with that out of the way, let's start off with a Gmod map that everybody knows. Famous for many things, but most importantly, it's famous for having nothing. On the surface, GM_Flatgrass is literally nothing, and you are 100% correct. But it's not an iconic map for nothing. The Flatgrass part of this map is extremely useful for new players to learn the basics of the game, which the basics of Gmod is nothing exists. You mod everything in yourself. But despite this map being boring, it manages to be the best boring map ever. In the distance, there's a city, which is part of the skybox, and smart new players can fly over to the skybox, spawn some crap in, and boom, you've learned the basics about how skyboxes work in video games. There's also a secret little room inside the structure with that, and there's a weird Hollywood sign as well. This map has also went through its own different phases, at first being just an empty concrete slab in the middle of Flatgrass. Like, Flatgrass was a fitting name for that. This, I don't know, Arch and Flatgrass, who knows what we should name it. But yeah, that's pretty much the map for you. You would have seen this all the time back in Gmod. And if you own the game, there's a 1 out of 2 chance that this is one of the first maps that you've ever played. What would the second one be? Well, here we are on GM Construct. Arguably, this is like the most famous Garrys Mod map ever, and like, you can't even argue with that. I should not even use the word arguably. It is the most famous Garrys Mod map. Now, this map created 2005, I would say even before that, because 05 is when Gmod came out. This map was probably like way in early development before that. It also, just like Flatgrass, went through its own millions of lists of changes. I can't name them all. There's actually a good ass YouTube video on the changes on this map, but this current version of Construct is what everybody more than likely knows about. This honestly wins in the game of boring map contests, just because like, now you spawn here, you have like this random little room. I don't know anybody who ever uses this. And then you got this some creepy backrooms hallway, big room again, and then you got your spawn area. Now, this like little spot right here, so many SFMs are filmed here. I could go on and on, but I really cannot. Like, you're probably seeing them right now. This building in particular right here, it's well, look, nothing goes on in here. Nothing at all whatsoever. And then you got water. But that's not all. There are a couple Easter eggs. One of my favorites is if you go down here, you go into this like all white room. It's like, oh wow, what would this room be for? If you go grab your color tool and change it, I don't know, let's say red, you can actually change the color. Wow, that is awesome. Then downstairs, you also got your like little mirror where you can see your character. Yeah, wow, what ray tracing existed back then. Can you believe it? Like, I've always been impressed with Source Engine mirrors just because like, you don't need ray tracing for it. That's GM Construct. That's about it. But what if you want like an actual city? Well, I got the map just for you then. Now, this is GM Big City. Arguably, this is the most popular add-on map ever made. Even to this day, it's still on like the most downloaded list, despite this map being made in 2012, 2013-ish, that era. Even as an old-ass map that, you know, you can't even enter any of these buildings. Like, this is just a flat texture. Like, you can't even go inside of these. There is one little Easter egg where there is an office room you can go inside of. And, yeah, good luck asking me. I don't know where that is. But people still use this. But but you would see this all the time, even to this day. Even in modern videos, they're still using GM Big City and just fooling around and all that. Even for its time, this was probably the most impressive map in Gmod ever made at one point. I wish I could go on and like show off more things, but there isn't really anything to show off. There are maybe like mini Easter eggs. For example, I remember out in the map boundaries, like this area. Yeah, here it is. There's like a courtyard on the side here, and inside you see big. You know, that's the city name. Haha. I'm a comedian. There's no denying that it holds its mark in Gmod's history and is still one of the most popular maps ever made and forever probably will be. Like, I bet my kids will be playing on this once they get this, well, if they get this game, but yeah. Do you know what every city has that this city is actually missing? Oh man, GM 711. I remember at one point this was like front page of the most subscribed maps. It might still be. I wouldn't be surprised. This map, if you could not tell and if you cannot see, is a 7-Eleven. That's all, folks. No, there's actually more to that map. So first off, let's start on the exterior. You spawn in this like weird shack right here. Oh wow, 7-Eleven made by Vamp, whatever. I don't know the history behind this map. I wish I did, because that would be way more informative than me just touring it. But like, some people haven't played this map in forever. You got a train track, which I don't even know is usable. Like, I didn't even know Garrys Mod has trains. And then you got a soccer field. You got a train station. But anyways, to the main attraction, which is the 7-Eleven. Now, I want to say this is the first shitpost map maybe made, just because of how random it is. Why is a 7-Eleven map one of the most nostalgic maps in Garrys Mod? I do not know. You could also see how well the memes in here have aged. Like, oh, remember that bear? I know the name of it, not gonna say it. This map was made when this thing was popular. Yeah, this is literally it. This is the 7-Eleven. Now, I've seen enough Gmod SFMs where like the guy behind the counter gets like shot in the face and all that. Vanos has videos in here. Venturian has videos in here. Everyone has videos in here. But the best part of this map is not this. It's this secret elevator. Huh. What type of 7-Eleven has an elevator? Well, let me show you. It's actually kind of terrifying, because when you're going down, you're going to start seeing some weird stuff. Like, there it is. You start seeing blood. And then all of a sudden you see blood down here. You look around and you see red eyes looking at you. What kind of 7-Eleven is this? Now, to be fair, 7th grade me was kind of scared of this, and you know, all these Gmod YouTubers would come down here and comment about how terrible this is and all that. Anyways, a tour of the basement. I don't know which 7-Elevens have this. If anything, my local 7-Eleven probably does, because it's kind of sketch. You open up here and oh wow, great. You got a FNAF room. What is this? Oh yeah, Five Nights at Mothman's. And then you got an other little secret area, which is right here. This area isn't secret. Fun fact, on the old version of this was walled off, and it was a secret room to get into here. As creepy as those eyes in the distance maybe, if you just snow clip and go over to it, it's literally just like wall textures you see. It's like not even wall textures, it's just floating lights. Yeah, and this is what we were scared of back in the day, just floating lights. Can you believe it? Now honestly, that's literally it. I don't know what type of video I can make touring a 7-Eleven map. Like, this is literally all there is to it. There's nothing else to it, but it is still one of the most subscribed mods even to this day somehow, and so many weird videos were filmed here. Vanos, all of that. Anyways, let's get on to the next one. Oh, RP Downtown. Arguably, this is the most famous role-playing map in all of Garrys Mod. Now, I'll be honest, back when I played this game religiously, I never did RP, so I never really played this map. I had to download it. I think I played it like once, and I just like spawned in, did random stuff. It was created sometime in 2011, and according to the Garrys Mod wiki, the original creator of this map has passed away. Rest in peace to him. Created possibly one of the most memorable maps for a lot of people, though. But the one we're playing on is the V2, which is made by somebody else. This released in 2011, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, this is your very generic RP map, but I think this is what like kickstarted all the copycat RP maps for Garrys Mod. Like, you got the main plaza here, which every map now has the main plaza, right? That's like the only thing. I don't know, I call it a copy, and then oh wow, I can only name one thing. You also got the suburbs right here, which in every server everyone wants to like live here, but it's like you got one person living here. and all that. And the cool thing about this map is also you have the nice suburbs and you also have economic disproportion. I'm not even making that up. Look, they literally have the hood, boarded up windows, all of that. It depends on the server you were on, honestly. Again, I didn't RP on Gmod. Like, I joined a couple of servers, got bored of it, and it's like, whoo, I went away. But this is where all the sketchy stuff would happen. It's where you'd buy a gun, I remember. Now, I don't know if Gmod RP is still alive and well. I bet it is, but I don't think it's in its prime anymore. This map also had a recent resurgence as of late because a lot of people believe the map is haunted, and there's actually a really great video, I'll link it below, about like why this map may feel haunted to some people. But yeah, there's not much else I could really say about this map. Like, I could go in and explore all these interiors, but like, I mean, like, come on, they're like all empty. There's not really much to talk about, and then it's gonna take years and years, and every RP server is different, so the nostalgia for some people are different. And then if you're like me and you just play Gmod to just go like mess around in sandbox, then yeah, you have your fond memories here. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. This is Prop Hunt Restaurant, arguably the most popular prop hunt map ever made. I remember seeing this all the time in not only YouTube videos, but so many servers. It's like, oh, this is like the only thing you're playing on. Now, this is the newer version, the 2014 version. There is an older version that comes when you install this map pack. I don't ever remember playing on that. I would always play on here, and I would always turn into a piece of cabbage. Yeah. Now, I'm not in the prop hunt game mode itself because I honestly don't feel like doing that. I couldn't find a server that's using this as of now. For a prop hunt map, honestly, the props here are a lot. This is actually one of the hardest prop hunt maps to be on if you're a hunter, just because with the amount of objects and like places there are to hide and all that. I'm trying to remember. I think PewDiePie might have played this map. Vanos, I know for sure did, but like, who cares who played this map? This is the most iconic prop hunt map possibly ever made. But this isn't the first prop hunt map ever made. That would go to Counter-Strike_Office. I know you're like, wow, why do you have a Counter-Strike map here? Well, honestly, because this is a CS map, this is also one of the most popular Gmod maps ever. Now, this was like one of the first maps to be compatible with the prop hunt game mode, I remember. And they don't use it anymore, I don't think, because like, I mean, look at this. This looks so empty. I think the reason this map is like so big on Gmod is because as an FPS map, which this is what it's made for, Counter-Strike, it just sucks. Like, I hate playing on this map in CSGO in general. Like, it's unbalanced. It's fair for attackers. Literally, you have the hostage here and you just like sit here the whole time. But yeah, even if you never play Counter-Strike Source or even Counter-Strike Go, you probably remember this map somewhere from Gmod, be it prop hunt, RP servers, all of that. There's also a cute little Easter egg. If you go to this radio station, you can hear,
but 4 people are unaccounted for.
yeah, you could hear the radio station talking about what's happening in the events of CS. Despite being one of Counter-Strike's worst maps, this is possibly one of Gmod's most iconic maps somehow. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. That's what it's like for here. Wow, I already got shivers from being here. This is GM_Shambles, arguably the most iconic horror map on Garrys Mod. The ambience in here is very unsettling. Just listen. Like, what? And even the environment itself, it's like all lights are off, all houses are boarded up, and there's only a couple houses that are enterable. Like, I think this one with the big help sign is, and yeah, you go in and now you got your own little like mini horror area. Oh, you got blood on the floor. Now, the cool thing about this map is it has what I like. Do you hear that? I don't like that. This map does have weird sound effects, but what I was going to say is what I like about this is the environmental storytelling. You see, oh, safe. Oh, wow. Everything's abandoned. This must mean, it's probably a zombie apocalypse. Now, it's up to interpretation what you want. Unfortunately, as I was doing research for this video and this map specifically, I learned that the creator of this map has passed away, which is very unfortunate that now we have another Gmod creator which has passed away, but this map will always be in like people's hearts forever. It is well designed. It looks good. It's scary. Like this whole like suburban creepy street environment, like I vibe with. Like I want a horror game set here. And the person who created this did an amazing. Did you hear that? Did it? Yeah. Did an amazing job. Possibly the most iconic horror map on Garrys Mod. Jesus, can I talk? Possibly the most iconic horror map. Dude, why won't it shut up? I don't even know what it is. I want to say this is the most creepiest and most iconic horror map in Garry's Mod. Yeah, before we move on, this is the creepy tunnel system, but it's an area to get away from that weird ambience out there, but you still hear the sounds. When it comes to video games, I'm a sucker for sound design, and for a map made in 2014, this is like really ahead of its time. But not much else to it then. I don't know if you remember this. I fondly remember this. This is elevator source. Now, how the game mode would work is you would sit in this elevator. Why is it not activating? Come on. Why is it not activating? How do I do this? You would sit in this elevator, and the elevator would just take you to random floors. Now, if this game's not gonna work, I forgot how to do it. No, oh yeah, here it is. The elevator would take you to random floors, for example, and then it open and it's like, oh, you see this 8-bit mariachi band. Now, normally you just can't leave the elevator on some of these. Like, you would open it and see it. I'm getting a ton of error codes just because I don't have the supported content. That is probably why I can't use the elevator, but even then, it's like, it would take too long to show off everything. Like, as you can see how much shit there is. I hate to be bringing this up, but you know the game Roblox? Yeah, I know. I hate that game too. They copied this, created the normal elevator. Now, if you go in the comment section of this, you see, oh, this is copied from Roblox. This is why I hate Roblox. Like, I'm gonna, like, try to slide in a rant here. I hate Roblox because it rips off, like, original game modes like this, and yeah. Now, there's not really much to show, if anything, at all. Again, you just sit in an elevator and go up. The reason I believe this is one of the most historic maps is just because it owes that millions of plays that Roblox version has of it, and at one point in YouTube history, this was the most popular, like, Gmod game mode. You would see so many YouTubers sit here, and I almost forgot about the existence of it. But I'm so happy I came across it while making this video. Thank you so much if you made it here. I know I didn't go over every historic map and all that. I don't know, maybe I'll make a part 2. Who knows how this video goes. But this is just what, to me, I believe was like the most nostalgic and important maps when it comes to Garry's Mod history. If you like this video, I don't want to sound like you're a stereotypical YouTuber, so excuse me. Like the video and please subscribe because, yeah, talk to you guys later. Peace out.